I've been thinking about you, baby, all day, and I can't get you off my mind. You're on it all the time, and I just want you. Won't you come over here? Come to me, baby. I want you near, baby. I want you to do all the things you said you'd do to me when you text me. Come show me directly, prove it to me, boy. Just make me believe. I wanna see, let me see, baby. I want you to do all the things you said you'd do to me. Come show me directly, prove it to me, boy. Make me believe. I wanna see, let me see.
I think I want you, girl, I ain't gon' lie. Do what you want to, girl, don't be so shy. I hit the blunt too, girl, let's go get high. Let's go get high, let's go get high. I think I want you, girl, I ain't gon' lie. Do what you want to, girl, don't be so shy. I hit the blunt too, girl, let's go get high. Let's go get high, let's go get high. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come and get high with me. Look at the sky with me. You said you would try with me, and you surprising me. Come see the sunrise with me, cause that's what I like to see. Yeah, that's what I like to see. You come and ride with me, you come and vibe with me. There's no need to fight with me, ain't no need to cry with me. It won't be goodbyes for me. You keep getting high with me, just like I'm alright for you. I know you the type for me. Yeah, I know you the type for me. Keep on that life for me. I'ma need you in my sight for me, cause that's what I like to see. Live up to that height for me, then you'll be on flights with me. Yeah, I think I want you, girl, I ain't gon' lie. Do what you want to, girl, don't be so shy. I hit the blunt too, girl, let's go get high. Let's go get high, let's go get high. I think I want you, girl, I ain't gon' lie. Do what you want to, girl, don't be so shy. I hit the blunt too, girl, let's go get high. Let's go get high, let's go get high. Do you love me like you say you love me? Or is it just when you high and when you sippin' bubbly? I know all these shorties on it make it hard to trust me, but I'm thinking to myself like how you just so lovely. You so selfless with yourself, you put no one above me. Always keep that business to yourself and never rush me. I was thinking like I couldn't let no shorty cuff me, but I'm copping you with locking you like it's a Mustang. I hope you got my back like you won't ever cut me. You quote me when I rap, ain't never try to hush me. You know that I'm not mad, I just needed adjusting. You wrote me, I wrote back, so time to go discuss things. Let's go get high.
Of the pain, yeah, and the loneliness, I knew there were blessings waiting in the air for me, ready to receive every single thing that was always meant for me. Yeah. First I had to grow so I can become somebody you don't know anymore, cause you don't really even know me like you think you do. You don't even know me like you think you do. I've changed, I'm no longer the same. Oh, but you can tell the difference, 'cause you're still where I left you. I had to fight back. take you by surprise. Boy, just tell me how you like it. I want you, I can't deny it. I only want you with nobody but you, man, I really want to show you with nobody but you what I really can do. And it's only for body calling for. For body calling for. I only want you. Do you ever think of me at night? Ooh, ooh, baby, you can call on me as I can do you right. I'm tired of the games you play and just come lay in my bedroom. Let me take you to another level, baby. Give me all of you. If I take you home tonight, will that take you by surprise? Boy, just tell me how you like it. I want you, I can't deny it. Take you. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
All right. What you got for me? Relationship talk. Let me see. I can't see it. Relationship talk with G's.
How are you?
I almost read that as G Easy.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. He was looking kinda dumb.
I think the way y'all think that is dumb.
He really did. He really did.
Y'all are crazy. I wish you chime in because these bitches are crazy.
Everyone change against the parents. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the chaos.
With his finger and his thumb in.
What's going on?
Crazy.
I got some questions for y'all.
But this is crazy.
For me. I got some questions for all y'all.
Hold on, guys. Not yet.
Well, the years start coming.
What you got going on, man?
I didn't even like this topic right here.
Everything that girls used to do,
Niggas going down.
put bitches' windows, flat their bitches' tires. Anyway, what's up, man? What's the topic, man? What y'all talking about, man?
It's right there pinned up. Let's
We want to know
price.
who got a price.
Is a bluebird blue?
You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get your show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
That makes me wonder why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down. Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Relationship Talk with G's, where our conversations keep you pleased. I'm your boy A1G's. You have now stepped into the Guru's house. Take your shoes off when entering. And ladies and gentlemen, we are officially back. Let me tell you something, okay? We're gonna be on a road trip for a while until we get back into the actual studio. I understand it will start off a little slow, but in the meantime, between time, one monkey don't stop the show. We're gonna keep this train rolling, okay? Listen, if you're on YouTube watching, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. You know, if you know the vibes, hit the subscribe. If you don't bite, give me a like. Give me a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Drop a comment and let me know what you think during this entire live session. And also share this to someone who you believe needs to hear this. So without further ado, let me tell you a little bit about what we talk about. We talk about all things relationships here. We talk about all things relationships. That is family, friends, significant other, business relationships, and self. So we talk about family, we talk about friendship, we talk about business relationships, and that can go so deep. We could talk about government, we could talk about whatever. We talk about significant other. That's the most common one, and most importantly, yourself. So, guys, make sure if you are not subscribed to the channel on YouTube, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and make sure you turn your notifications on all. Don't forget to ring that bell, okay? So, without further ado, let's get right to it. So, someone asked me a little while ago, they said, um, how well is your mental? And I wanted to tell you myself, you think you're mentally sane, but you're not. And today, you're going to find out why. I beg to differ in a lot of theories and stuff like that. And somebody asked me on a scale of 1 to 10, how's your mental? What do you need to bring that number up? Um, this was asked in the closed session, but I couldn't help but to make my answer public. And of course, nobody could tell me what to do with my answer. But I did ask out of respect, can I take this question that you asked and take it to a public forum? So I did ask for permission. But nevertheless, I was going to pose the question a different way and give my answer anyway. So, with that being said, I do want to give a shout out to Lady Na because that's where the question originated from. Good old caramel rim crunch. Shout out to Lady Na for the question that she asked, and this was my answer to it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your mental? What do you need to bring that number up? Okay. Um, I say 10. Yes, I with full cockiness, pause. I say 10. I see the future. I see things before it happens. So I tend to look crazy to some of my friends instead of them preparing till it actually happens. I stay ready, so I ain't gotta get ready. And that's me my entire life. From family to friends, my business partners, constituents, co-workers, everyone. I've always been a realist in understanding that shit happens in life. The shit that happens in your life is not in your control. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen. And what's not in your control, you don't complain about it. Just map around it. That's it. Okay, shit. What happened? This happened. What's next? What are you going to do about it? That's how you move in life. Stressing over things that are not in your control will give you a mental breakdown. If you stress over something that's not in your control, that something will control you. Life is a video game. I have the controller. Life is a video game. I have the controller. And no, I'm not talking about this one either. I love playing Grand Theft Auto from time to time on my phone. It is what it is. Get used to it. Life is a video game. I have the controller. But I play no games and I'm conscious about my mental health. Every move that I make, I don't know it all, and I never will, but I keep my mind open to new things and take heed of what I have humbly, and I move around what I don't have. That's it. I just keep on going. There's no coffee or weed or energy drink or line of 8 Mile that's going to influence my motivation or energy. No M&M intended. I wake up and I move off of raw energy. That's it. I haven't had one of these in months, but I have it right now. But I wake up, you know what keeps me going? The fact that I just woke up and saw another day. If I wake up to see another day, I already won. What else I got to lose? The only thing I have to lose is my life. So with that being said, what do you have to lose? And what excuse are you going to make? Okay? You only got one life to live. So if I wake up and see the next day, I already won. What is there to stop me? Definitely not nobody. So I keep going and don't worry about nothing else or nobody else. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, Worried about other people's opinion will be the end of you. And what you have to understand is that you cannot take advice from somebody, okay, that is not at least in that category of success or at least striving for that success. We listen to too many people that are stuck on the block. We listen to too many people that are stuck on the block. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching on YouTube, please don't forget hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and share this to somebody that needs to hear this. We listen to too many people that stuck on the block that don't want to do nothing with their life. And the moment we want to elevate ourselves, now all of a sudden we ain't crap. I got a message for you. F them. It don't matter who it is. Your friends want to hold you back. That's not your friends. Let them go. Your family want to hold you back. That's not your family. Let them go. Oh no, they're always going to be your family by law. But that's not people that you need to keep in your circle. Anybody that you feel like is not helping you to grow is only there from taking for you. Where's my Tuesday phone call? It's 2:37 Eastern time in the afternoon. Okay. It is 14:37 military time. Where is my wellness check? Where is my phone call? Why are you calling me because you need something? If you haven't called me in 6 months, do not call me asking me to go to no function. You better be calling me and say, hey, how have you been? Let's catch up. What have you been up to? How's your mental health? Do you have a pulse? Are you still mentally sane? Do you know that you're mentally sane? I'm going to tell you why you don't. Because most of the times, I guarantee the first thing you do, you get up, you go shit, you go take a piss, you throw your clothes on, you go straight to work. You do your 8 and skate, you talk on your phone while you're on the job, you come back, you go home, you're stressed out about work, maybe you have kids, you're rushing to get the kids, you're screaming at them because the house ain't clean. You understand what I'm saying? You're telling them you don't have a pot to piss in or a place to throw it. You get through that day, you're stressing talking to your girlfriends on the phone, you're watching reality TV shows, you're clicking on Instagram, you're watching Toxic Lives, you're doing all that stuff, you go to bed, you watch, rinse, and repeat. Maybe you have a newborn and you can't even go to sleep yet. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, your baby's still up. What you gonna do? And watch, and this cycles over and over and over and over and over again, over and over again. You listen to your negative friends telling you you don't need this, you don't need the things that they don't have, you don't need the things that they desire. At what point in that process did you decide, I'm going to get up and pray? Nowhere it is that in your routine. Nowhere did you even try to look for a spiritual connection to yourself. Nowhere in your house. I bet you your mirror. I bet you are more clean than your mirror is. Your mirror probably has more dirt on it than a cracked phone has an inked block when you drop it on the ground. When's the last time you cleaned your mirror so you can look at yourself and say how beautiful you are? When's the last time a man has looked himself in the mirror so he can look at himself and say, I'm that ninja? Y'all don't take the time to even self-evaluate. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the state of yourself. You cannot adapt to these other categories if you do not understand a relationship with yourself. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to ask, are you mentally sane? On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your mental? What do you need to bring that number up? Because a lot of people talking about what a partner should do or what friends are required to do, but you don't even understand what's required of yourself. You have not set an expectation of what's required for yourself. Perfect example. How could you motivate? How could you tell somebody? I saw somebody on the internet convince them, "Oh, you don't have to go to the gym, girl. You just fine the way you are. Why? Because you want to take your fat ass to the gym? Ooh, I wish I had my soundboard right now, but I don't want to mess up the audio stream. I'm still in testing stage. Don't whatever you want to do it. And if it don't work, you try something else. If it don't work, you try something else. If it don't work, you try something else. And if something's not working, sometimes you need to take a second to woosah, look in the mirror, and I usually pull out my journal, and you need to log everything down. Do y'all have a vision board? Hold on. Ooh, that was a nasty one. Do y'all have a vision board? Do you have a journal? What are you writing down your thoughts? You're so cluttered up in your mind that you don't know what you're doing in the next hour. Some of you don't have a 5-year plan. Springtime, y'all. Y'all know how I get, man. I tell you, man, I hate the spring season because my allergies go crazy around this time of the year. But what I want to do is I do have some people in the queue that I want to bring up, and I want to ask them this question. I want to know how aware of you are yourself. How aware are you of your mental health? And we're gonna dig deep to it. We ain't gonna hold no punches. And if anybody wants to join the stream, the link is in my bio and the link is in my story. It's a StreamYard link. You could join the panel. Here are some qualifications. Um, if you are not the people that is on the panel already, you must cam up. If I don't know who you are, you must cam up or you can't come on. Okay. I don't have to put you on the stage, but if you want to be on the screen, you got to cam up. We're gonna add the 2 people to the screen. How you doing? How y'all doing? How you doing?
Yo,
Can you hear
geez,
me?
what it do?
What's happening?
Great day. How you doing?
I'm good. Um, these 2 lovely individuals are members of a community group that I have called the Grooves House Community. Those of you who know, the Grooves House Community has been the official community of Relationship Talk with G's podcast for over 3 years now. And actually, next month, we will be reaching our 4th year anniversary of the podcast itself. So appreciate that, man. Absolutely. So I still don't want to play even the applaud sound bite on here because it might throw my audio off. I'm still testing it out. We're not going to do that. We're not going to throw the stream off. But y'all, if you want to join the stream, the link is in my story. And you waive all rights to privacy. You waive all rights to privacy. All content, anything that you say in the comment section. I'm going to check Instagram in a second, okay? It will be on here. So keep it cool, calm, and collective, but don't get classy because I make you famous. So, Mister, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do. If you got a platform or podcast or stream where they can find you, tell us a little bit about everything that you do. Shout yourself out.
Man, I'm Mr. Everything. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Man, I specialize in all things cannabis, from growing flower to building a house out of cannabis. That's what I specialize in. All things cannabis. I'm on every platform. Mr. Everything. Musically, I have albums out. Every platform as well. Mr. Everything. Podcast dropping soon, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here, man. Congratulations on this 4-year journey. And yeah,
Appreciate it,
let's get
man.
it in.
Oh, you be rapping, huh?
Yes, sir.
Cause I feel like I gotta get away, but and the one stocks, I gotta win every day. They go.
All
right. Oh no. Okay. All right. So Christina, tell us everything about you, where you're from, what you do, if you got a brand, where they can find you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Of course. One and only fashionista, Christina. I am Christina. I'm from LA. LA baby, all the way. Right? But I'm a custom clothing designer and a personal style consultant. And you can find me from my website, normasatelier.com, or even easier, you can get me on Instagram at one and only fashionista Christina. And it's great to be here, G's.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna get right into it. You think you're mentally sane, but you're not. Here's why. Here is the question. So the question on the board is on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm gonna start with you, Mister. On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your mental? And if is anything below a 10, what do you need to bring that number up?
Man, I'm gonna give it a safe. I'm gonna say 7. I'm say about a 7. I know there's still things I'm working on.
I should have put a
I'm
Kevin Samuels on you.
right. Can't say
Can't
7.
use 7. Go ahead.
But yeah, man, it's like I know I'm still working on myself. There's things that I'm still dealing with my childhood trauma, with my past, all my past traumas that I'm still working at. But the thing is, I'm still working on them. One thing, I still deal with low key, like a little depression phase. I will drop into a depression. That's one thing I want to figure out how to get out of. You know what I'm saying? Once you're in that little level, I want to figure out how to get out of that faster. There's just a couple things I'm still working on. Procrastination is always a big one for me. I'm always working on not procrastinating and doing things on time. It's things like that I constantly remind myself that I need to overcome.
Okay. Okay. You pointed something out to me that I want to go back and forth with, and I want to allow the Christina to join in with you as well too. We're just gonna go back and forth with you for right now. So you said you're dealing with a lot of trauma from your family. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, most of my trauma right now, I am a victim of the Altadena fires over here in LA. So I got a lot of that going on. I was a single parent. My dad raised me by himself.
Okay.
And so I've always had trouble with basic things like communication between myself and a woman, for instance. My dad raised me, so our talks were short, simple, and to the point. And those conversations aren't really had with women like that. You never short, simple, and to the point. And so that's like another little thing that it's not so much of a trauma, but it's something I never learned because I never had that feminine energy to connect with during my early childhood.
So you were only raised by your dad?
Yeah.
So you never really got to, if you don't mind me asking, you never really got to know your mom, or?
I got to remember my mom was in jail for about 15 years in my childhood. So from like 3 years old to 18, my mom was locked up.
Did you get to build a relationship with her prior? Afterwards?
She would get out of jail sometimes, and I would build a relationship with her. You know what I'm saying? But the first time I told my mom I loved her or hugged her, I was graduating high school.
Okay. Okay. Um, and you don't have to go this deep if you don't want to. Just at one point, let me know. If there's something you want to talk about, just say I plead the fifth.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that's the game we'll play. I'll plead the fifth, and whatever you don't plead, we listen and we don't judge. Okay. So what did she get locked up for?
Ooh. Man, my mom was on drugs, have sold drugs. She was robbed fucking liquor store. She did. My mom was a gangster, so she did a lot of shit. 2 felonies. She would have had a third if my sister didn't take the other one for her. Should have been in jail for life.
Oh damn, that's a real one.
My sister took her third felony for her, so so we would still have a mom. And she went to jail for a lot.
How much time did your sister have to do?
The first time
Offender,
she got house arrest.
She gonna get this. She gonna get that expunged.
It's already
that.
expunged.
That's what I'm talking about. How long did she have to serve that time? house arrest?
That I don't remember.
Well, she a real one, man. Man, that takes courage, man. Um, like, have you explored like avenues of like therapy? Have you gone that route? Like, what did you have to do to try to target these traumas that you're still experiencing? What have you been doing?
You know, I ain't gonna be as a black man. Therapy, I haven't even thought of it. I just been working it out myself through real life. What I'm saying? Part of the problem was knowing that there was a problem to begin with. And so once I found out there was a problem, then I focused more on it.
Okay, I believe Christina has some questions. It's probably itching in her brain right now for you, Christina. You wanna I'm sure you got some questions about this. Do you?
I don't really have questions. I just really commend Mister for being transparent and just you're still here, man. Like you're here, you're solid, and you're inspiring other people. You're expressing yourself through your artistry, and I just give it to you.
Thank you, Queen.
Much
Because me,
gratitude.
yeah, because I was raised by my grandmother, and I have a lot of old school charm and values in me, and just a lot of her ways I ended up adapting. Like, I'm a no take shit from anybody type dude. Like I hold everybody accountable. And people think that I'm a lunatic for holding specific people accountable. Um Yesterday, if you don't mind, I actually asked uh a question was asked inside of the space, and I want to go back to that real quick. Where is this at? Boom. So last night, an interesting question was asked, and the question was, I want to go to it right now. Where we at? By the way, if you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Have you hit the like button yet? If not, please hit the like button. Give me a big thumbs up. We're not monetized, as of yet, but this is how you can pay your two a time. Hit that like button and turn the notifications on if you like conversations like these. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an update. And there's going to be exclusive content on Patreon, and it's going to be deeper than rap. It's going to be deeper than this. So if you want to see raw exclusive content like that, make sure you subscribe to my Patreon. The link is actually in the description on YouTube. The link to my Patreon is on there. The link to my Instagram, if you want to follow me on Instagram, the link is in there as well too. So I'm actually looking for this real quick. What is this thing? I done went past it. Oh, I know how to do this. So QOTN. See all. All right, here we go. Boom. So her question was, do you think some people forgive too easily? Why or why not? What is your personal limit when it comes to forgiving someone? Why did I ask this question? Why was this question? Why am I bringing this question up? I'm bringing this question up because to forgive someone, it takes personal mental strength. My answer was some people shouldn't be forgiving at all. Forgiving is an acknowledgement of a fault in another, whether they admit it, their wrongdoing or not. Forgiving doesn't make it okay. Some people will say forgiving is um, allowing a person to say, "Look, I know you did this to me, but I'm going to move on, and it's okay." So there's different variables to it as well too. One of the variables that I would say you can forgive someone is the ones that you can't help, like the
Uh-huh.
situation that you brought up with your mom. I would say that's a forgivable clause because um, Nobody wants to go to jail. Nobody wants to go to jail. Nobody wants to affect. Nobody in their right mind wants to affect, their family's life. And and I could tell forgiveness was very evident in your family because for your sister to actually take one of the charges for your mom, you couldn't tell me that there wasn't no forgiveness because you know she took one for the team that she didn't have to. That takes a lot of courage and and consideration, self-preservation. That takes a lot of mental strength to do that um, for the family. That most families don't even stick together. You think you stick together, but what I see a lot of families doing, they govern themselves by titles. They're under this construct that family is supposed to stick together no matter what, and they abuse that no matter what part. How do they abuse that no matter what part? This is how they do it. Okay, I said this earlier. Where's my wellness check? You don't get a call when I'm checking on you, but you get a call with them asking for a check from you. You only get a call when it's a family function coming up because you're hosting it and you need people present to have that family function. Why are the only times that we see families is at functions, weddings, and funerals?
Facts.
So it's really something like what was your reaction like when your sister told you, look, bro, I'm gonna take the charge.
Tell you the truth, I was young.
You
I didn't
didn't
know
think
what was
anything of it.
happening. I didn't know what's happening. I didn't know till after the fact that she did that.
Your sister older than you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
She's 9 years older than me.
Okay. Are you in your 30s, late 30s, early 40s? How old are you?
I'm 40.
You're 40. Okay. I'm 32. I'll be 33 in June. So, okay. All right. So yeah, she oh man. Yeah. Okay. Now that makes sense. So yeah, by the time like you were of age where you can kind of float around a little bit, um, the average age where people start floating around nowadays is around, damn, pretty much around like 9, 10. I
Yeah,
guess we were able to do that younger.
we were.
Hell yeah, I was climbing on trees by the time I was 6. Taking my grandmother's keys to the garage and going back in the garage and looking at that Pontiac 6000 that was sitting in her garage. I love that dusty smell. So we had a sense of independence pretty much when we was in elementary school. Once you was able to start to walk to school, your independence has officially begun.
On my mama.
You know what I'm saying? So, um, uh, Euphoric asked this question, and shout out to you, Euphoric. When she asked this question, I said, "Do you really want the truth?" I mean, and she said, "Honesty is the best policy." So I'm like, "All right, don't say I didn't warn you." How about your mother? Some people think that it's crazy not to hold your mother accountable. Do you notice that every father is held accountable, but mama gets the
Every
pass?
father.
Hell, sometimes the father gets the pass. But for the most part, how dare you say something back to mama? What, what if she was the reason for your trauma? You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? I've had people tell me that, they don't want to talk to their mom because at the end of the day, you know, she's not going to want to listen. See, you're looking for an answer that you like to hear when I hear that. What you need is the answer. It doesn't mean that it's going to be the answer that you want, but it tells you if you're able to love her up front, or if you need to love her from a distance. You need to sit down and ask her. It doesn't matter if she likes it or not. At the end of the day, none of us asked to be here.
None of us.
We are all human. I think people need to start sitting them down. I don't care how long it's going to take for you to try to be sensitive and try to, like figure out how to approach her. You got to understand, the longer you wait, time is against you. Time waits for nobody. Tomorrow, she could be gone, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Nothing. So if you're holding grudges against your parents, just go sit down and have a conversation with them. Go talk to them, because what you need is to find out if that parent, mother, father, if they're receptive to what you're saying, or if they're repulsive to what you're saying. Okay, if they repel what you're saying, you figure out, okay, this person's set in their ways, they're never going to change. That lets you know how to move on. Okay, I don't want to get biblical in this, but the Bible teaches you to love all. It didn't say a damn thing in there about you having to like them. If I had my soundboard, it didn't say a damn thing that you had to like them.
Sure didn't.
Is
Hey,
love
G's, got
conditional?
tapping on that?
Sure, go ahead.
I had an example, man. For I'm a father, so I got a young son, a young teenage son. You know what I'm saying? So it was a time where he was holding some resistance towards me. It was something that I did, and he was holding it against me. And I had to let my son know, like, son, you gotta let that shit go. When you was born, there was no book I could read about how to be a parent. There was no nothing for me to research. You know what I'm saying? It was we just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to survive. And that's how I looked at it, even with my mom. Like, man, I love my mom. I built a great relationship with my mom. But if I didn't forgive her, there's no way I can move forward with life. Because that was like an anchor slowing me down. There's too much. It's just too much. So yeah, you gotta forgive your parents, man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What does
Um,
forgiveness mean to you? But go ahead, Christina.
um, I just to chime in really quick. I had to learn the hard way that forgiveness is not necessarily for the other person; it's for myself. And a lot of times, you won't get an answer you want. Not even enough to even assess if it's a correct answer or not. And so sometimes people walk through life like, oh, I never got to talk. I never got to, oh, I need closure and things like that. Well, you can practice forgiveness even if you just make a statement. I forgive that individual. And a lot of that is going to relieve the pressure and the shame and a lot of the other lower level frequencies that come along with unforgiveness. What I had to learn is that unforgiveness makes the heart heavy,
Yeah.
and it creates resentment, and you're operating in ways that you're not even like aware of. And, a lot of times, you'll have therapy and not even realize it, and it'll surface. You're like, man, like that's the root of it. You're like, man, this is going to end today. I'm about to forgive this person. Like, they might not even like hold any weight to you forgiving them. They might just say, I don't care if you forgive me or not. So where does that leave a person if they're just looking for someone to accept and condone and what is it? Applaud of forgiveness or whatever kind of gratification that you need from forgiveness. It leaves you nowhere. So you gotta,
Nowhere.
right, it leaves you the hard way. I learned that the hard way.
That's how we gotta learn most of the time, the hard way though.
Right?
Hard head make a soft ass, man.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
let me dig into this real fast. I'm gonna switch over to Christina, and we're gonna level set this back. So on a scale of 1 to 10, um, how is your mental, and what do you need to do to bring that number up?
Well, I would say that on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at an 8. And that's just because I like a little bit of crazy. I'm gonna just be honest. I like a little bit of crazy. Crazy in a lot of ways has protected me.
The crazy the ring.
Yes, like more so like the kind of crazy that'll keep you thinking differently than the mainstream. Like if a lot of people are going left, you're going right because you got a little bit of that crazy. Like it can't be no possible way that left is the right way to go. So I'm going right.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that. Like you didn't just say what you just said.
So, okay. I want to shout out Chew the Fat with Smooth. I'll get better, YouTube. Okay, I'm working on it. It's been a while since I've been on here. I forgot to post your actual comments up. Chew the Fat with Smooth says, "Real talk, parents normally skip." Let's dig into that. He says, "Real talk, parents normally skip those important talks. Why though? Let's talk about why. Why? Why do you think parents choose to skip these talks, Christina?"
Well, a lot of times we're just coasting through life. You know what I mean? A lot of us are living, just like you mentioned before, doing a whole set schedule and then, taking take a shower and doing it all again the next day. You don't really get a chance to really process and even like I do is I take a minute and I make sure that I love being by myself. I love enjoying my company. So a lot of people don't get a chance to really enjoy their own company. And so therefore they don't really get a chance to really understand the depths of, the root of things, the reason why they operate the way they operate and, as such. So as far as asking other questions externally, like, why'd you do this? Why, they don't really know. And they're not going to be challenged by what they would consider to be a subordinate, because a lot of parents consider their children to be subordinates. A lot of parents consider their children to be challenges, to be disruptions of their own personal whatever they had going on before the child even existed, and that's unfair to the child or the offspring at that point. By the time you get challenged with those questions.
Mister, you want to respond to that?
Like I kind of don't relate into the fact where, man, I've been so open with my son. Like for example, like I said, my father raised me. I believe that I was passed down a generational curse because my child's mother left her son as well. So I raised my son by myself for all the earlier childhood. Like for the last 4 years, his grandma has been there and helped me tremendously. But before that, it was just me. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't know how to be soft. I never had no mom. So I didn't know how to do those little nursery rhymes and all that stuff. I didn't do that. I told my son the truth. There ain't no Santa Claus, son. My son walked into kindergarten, told all them kids, there ain't no Santa. They all cried. Yeah. They had to send me a letter.
Sorry.
Son, what are you teaching your son here? You know what I'm saying? So I never really had that. My son knows what I know. I felt like what I wanted to do differently was not fill his mind with the bull and give him the real. So I had a little different. I tell my son everything. Just like I'm smoking a blunt with y'all talking, the same way I do to my son.
I like that, man, because I wish I could play that video. There was this video of Pastor. I think his name is He's a pastor in Philly. I think it's Gene Willis. He basically said there ain't no um, Santa Claus, and he told parents to stop. He told pastors to stop lying. Okay, he said
Yeah,
your pastor is a liar. I think he said he brought up a Christmas tree. We talked about this a while ago. He brought up the Christmas. If I can think of his name, I'm gonna pull it up. He brought the
I
Christmas
remember
tree on.
that.
He brought a Christmas tree on stage, right? And he said, this is what your pastors are putting you in church. He said this
yeah,
is in your church, this is in your homes. He says your pastor is telling you that on the 25th Jesus was born. Your pastor is a liar. He
yo,
said, and he pointed to the tree and he said, this right here is a representation of paganism.
yo, G's.
Yep.
I had this same conversation with my son. I love the Bible, man. So me and my son, we read the Bible together. We even watch Bible stories together as a young kid. And my
Ooh.
son read in red letters when Christ said, what he said, do not cut a tree out of the forest and make it upright so it cannot move and deck it with silver and gold. He understood what the hell that was. He said, Dad, is that a Christmas tree? But why did they say don't do it? So why do we do it? And he was able to understand that shit because I always kept it real with him.
Yeah, your son is critically thinking well. Like, I
Yeah,
like
I didn't
that.
make that decision up for him. He asked that question, like, why do we do this?
Yeah, that pastor was
Mm.
telling the truth because it's like we're going to church. I
Geno
mean, a
Jennings,
lot
that's
of
the name.
us, yeah, and a lot of people didn't like his delivery, but because he could come off as harsh, but it's like we're going to church. A lot of us don't have, our original parents in our life actively. So we go to church, we're looking for like fatherhood or motherhood. We're looking for fatherhood, looking into the word for, the ultimate father, which is God. And so if you're going to a church that has Christmas, paraphernalia, essentially, like, what are you really learning there?
Well, you have to, in order, I know some people who try to get a church, right? So but a church costs a lot of money. And, you want them tax exemptions. In order for you to get a church, you have to go to the school to teach the Bible how they want you to teach the Bible in order for you to get that land.
That's very true because and the way that they teach you may not be the way that it's supposed to be taught. If you look in China, it's heavily involved with government. They said, look, you're gonna start telling them that this is what came out of the Bible. Their government is in China in the communist countries. They stay trying to dictate their teachings to what they want you to believe, and if you dare tell it any other way, that's your ass.
Right?
No, literally, like some of their like
It is.
you remember what was that and I'm gonna be really careful saying this, but you remember when they had the what kind of games was that? What was that movie? You know
Which
what I'm
one?
talking about?
Squid Game?
Squid Games. Okay. Uh, they had copies of that. Yeah, I think this was in North Korea, and they were sharing it with their classmates. And some of these students got sentenced to death.
Death.
Yes, because the movie had practices. It practiced a culture of execution, and
Damn.
that their country doesn't stand for, or maybe it was something that they was doing that they didn't want to be exposed as propaganda.
Yeah,
So
for real.
a lot there's a lot of communist countries that will tell you, look. you're gonna teach your students this, that, and the third. This is the curriculum. You gotta tell them this. You can't say this. You can't say that. And it's punishable
Yeah.
by
Let me
being
say,
deleted.
so as far as religion and being ordained and stuff like that, we all know that the Romans captured Israel. We all know that the Romans killed Christ. Now, if you look at today, who's the head of the church? The Pope is, right? That's the biggest
Mm,
figure in the church, the Pope.
unfortunately.
And what church does he go to? The Roman Catholic Church. So we're learning the Bible from the same people who stole the Bible. So how you ever gonna learn the truth if you listening to it the way they teach it?
And then people, and we're in a different generation now, man. What we are the different generation. Us, not the
Exactly.
kids. Us,
Yes.
the adults. I'm looking at this and I'm like now I don't have any children. Let me state that for the record. But I'm looking at our generation and I'm looking at them like, damn, we the parents now? We the aunts and uncles now?
Right?
Oh my God. Like we were the people hanging off of trees and using shopping carts as skateboards. We're the parents now?
Building go-karts, man. I used to build go-karts out of lawnmower motors.
I don't think I want us as the parents, man. I don't know. Something was kind of wrong with that picture right there. Damn, we really the
Yeah.
parents now. And it's like, we have the opportunity, we have the power now to tell our children and godchildren, because I have more than one godchild. We have the power to tell them the truth while they're young.
Yep.
See, me, I was very aware of my surroundings and of my information when I was 6 years old. I was so aware, like nothing phased me. Nothing. When I found out Santa was real, I actually suspected it myself that he wasn't real because I tested the theory. I slid a note under something and I said, if this note is still here, Santa is not real. I was really a Dennis the Menace, a black Dennis the
God damn.
Menace. And I just thought about certain things that just didn't make sense to me. And I'm like, and I walked to my mind, I'm like, Santa's not real.
Why that nigga didn't
Because,
eat all the cookies? Why you eat all them crumbs? I ain't like that.
come on. I was the I was the bull getting up early in the morning. We had the brakes alarm system. I made sure that alarm was put on motion off. You know what motion off means? The alarm is
Yeah.
on for the front door, but the motion is off. That's in the hallway going down the steps. So we can still go downstairs in the morning while they're asleep. Everything else is dark in the house except for the living room where the Christmas tree is at. I went looking for that note early because you ain't finna sneak around me. I ain't see no fat man coming down that skinny ass chimney.
The lie detector
Ah,
determined that was a lie.
Stop
yeah.
the cat.
Cut it.
It's a trip that they, in some ways try to make Santa Claus like omnipresent. Like, how the heck could a big fat man deliver all these gifts, like all in like I don't know how many hours? You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy, like the mind games that when you really think about the mind games that were played, and just how the heck did Santa Claus get his name? Because we're thinking it's from like Saint Nick, but like where did Santa Claus really get his name from? So we got questions.
Right.
And that's what Geno Jennings was talking about. He was talking about the propaganda and paganism that they promoted. Think about it, right? Easter. Easter
Oh, don't get me started.
is supposed to talk about the and listen, those of you who are tuning in, what we're
Woo.
talking about is we're actually going back into time and talking about where it's supposed to start. It starts at home, right? So in order to trigger your self mental state, you gotta understand where it spews from. You got to backtrack. It started at home. So we're picking your brain. We're digging into the details of what you were taught growing up at home. Where did you go wrong with yourself and what you were taught? And how do you break yourself out of that curse? Because you're an adult. You can't keep blaming your upcoming. So that's what we're talking about, y'all. Um, but going to here, I think um, Instagram thing. Did that shut down? Oh, okay, we're good. We're still live on Instagram. Okay. So yes, long story short, okay, go into Easter. They're supposed to talk about the what? The day that Jesus rose, or the
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 resurrection.
crucifixion, the resurrection, right? What the hell does a bunny have to do with it? What does a
Hey, what does
bunny have to
chicken
do with
eggs got to
Easter?
do with it?
Yeah,
Last I
Mister,
heard,
you got some
last
answers for that, Mister?
You already
let
know I
let
got some
let
shit.
last I heard, last I heard, bunnies don't lay eggs. Bunnies don't lay eggs. Do bunnies lay eggs?
Hell
What does
no.
eggs? What does chicken eggs and bunnies have to do with Easter? These are churches that went to the parks, put the eggs behind the trees, and did an Easter egg hunt. What does that have to do with Easter? Huh? This is what you're teaching your children. This is what we grew up on. And we had to find this shit out later. And I can tell you, half those children that grew up in that church, I've seen a lot of my friends go to. They're actually in church with their children now. Who'd have thought that day would have came? I'm like, oh my god, we got to go to church. Let me tell you something.
All
At
in
Grandma's
line,
house.
son.
Let me tell you something. Grandma's house. If you ain't go to church, you ain't had a home. You ain't had nowhere to live. You was going to church. You're going to Sunday school. You're going to church. You're going to afternoon service, and you better best believe I'm. If I got to do all that, I'm going today in between dinner. You know what I'm talking about. Upstairs in the annex. Full plate, double scoop. Thank you. And you got taught what you got taught. So now we're the adults and we're asking these questions. We're asking the pastor these questions. The pastors are getting pissed off because how dare you um, try to rewrite God's history? That wasn't in the Bible.
Hmm.
There was nothing about Easter egg bunnies in the Bible. There was nothing
Nothing.
about Santa Claus in the Bible. Santa Claus comes down the chimney and puts gifts under the Christmas tree. There was nothing about Santa Claus in the Bible. This is why Geno Jennings was talking about paganism.
Paganism. Paganism. Paganism.
AT Quell says on YouTube says peace family. Quell, what's going on, man? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. If you want to join the panel, YouTube, Instagram, if y'all want to join the panel, the link for StreamYard is in the bio or is in my story. Okay, you'll be in the green room, the back screen, and I'll add you in. At Quell says Santa is greatest bugler ever.
The greatest burglar.
Burglar. So you mean to tell me him and the Grinch staged this? They was really a whole team the whole time.
No, the Grinch didn't like that shit. He got robbed. Like, get the fuck out of here, Santa. I hate
He
this shit.
says Santa is the greatest burglar ever. I'm trying to figure out where this is coming from. I'm trying to figure out me and Santa need to square up.
Nah, the Grinch is me and you because we realize the truth.
What's
And that's why whenever you confront him with the truth, like, oh, you're just being a Scrooge.
listen?
In other words, taking away our profit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just being a Scrooge.
You trying to get in the way of our profit.
Real shit. So like the whole thing about going back to like your like the state of your mental health. The first thing you're going to talk about is trauma. Well, why are you holding trauma? most 90% of traumas that held are unaddressed issues from your upbringing.
You ain't lying.
So
How
where
you
is these
feel you
conversations?
knowing your parents lied to you? Like you really lied to me. I believed in Santa. I believed in Easter Bunny.
No, seriously. You know, and you know, we got past this, but I'm gonna get back to you, Christina. You know, back to the question: what do you what do you need to bring that number up on a scale of 1 to 10? You said yours was an 8. So what do you need to do to bring that number up? What? Because you was going
Yeah.
into the details of your story, so.
Well, yeah, I was saying that I don't choose to bring it up. Like I wanted to be at an 8 because I like a little bit of crazy. It keeps my mind different. It keeps me thinking differently.
Can we go into the element of the crazy part?
Absolutely. What would you like to?
I mean, what is it that you like about the crazy? What exactly is it?
It keeps me thinking differently. I don't like to think mainstream. I think
I feel you.
once you start feeling like quote unquote normal, you should rethink everything because you're like going along with the programming here.
Not gonna lie, a lot of people think that I'm an absolute lunatic.
I ain't gonna lie, I say that shit. I even got that in a song where I say I think it's Leo season, but yo, I love them Geminis because that toxic shit be fun sometimes. But just sometimes.
Just sometimes, right?
Just sometimes.
But
A
they,
little bit of crazy also keeps people kind of like think about it. If somebody is like, they're normal, they're always expected, they're always predictable. Just think about how people would treat someone like that. They always are calculating like what you're gonna do. You're always calculating. You're always predictable. Like, I mean,
Mm.
something about that I don't like. I just don't like. And then also, just suppose, just really thinking about like how someone treats you. If they think, oh yeah, I could just fuck her over or fuck him over, he's just gonna forgive me. I mean, not to say I have an unforgiving heart,
Yeah.
but that little bit of crazy is just like, I don't really know. Like, I don't really want to test those waters.
Hey, since you brought up forgiving, and I know we were on that topic earlier, I wanted to say this. It's great to forgive, but never forget.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Oh yeah, that's part of my answer too, because a lot of people they use forgiveness in a way that's synonymous to like basically being a doormat. Nah, like you just because I forgive you, and then
I
the
ain't
other
tripping no
person,
more.
right? Once I say, "Oh, I'm good," it's good. It's like it's a certain relief, but then it's like, "Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's too good now." Like, oh, that means she ain't even really fucking with it like that. And what that means is that yes, like it's all good, like everything is clear, but the reason why it's clear is because you're no longer getting access to me either. It's super
Right.
clear. You get to do whatever you want to do. No, like no, no problems. Do what you want.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to, if you're on YouTube, I just sent the link. The link is in the comment section. If you want to join the stream, uh, somebody just joined just now. We're gonna add him to the stage. Um, Quell, what's going on? How you doing, man?
Man, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I've been all right, man. What about yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody where you're from, where they can find you. If you got a platform, if you got a brand, whatever it is.
Okay. This this is
Are you able?
Quill. I go by Quill. I'm AT Quill on Instagram. I'm originally from Wilson, North Carolina, but I reside in Green Bay. Wisconsin right now.
Okay, okay. I can hear the Wisconsin. I can hear the South in your voice.
Hey, that seemed not to leave us like that twang.
Are you able to cam up? If not, it's okay. I know who you are.
Oh man, yeah, I'm on break at work and I got all sorts of grease and stuff on me
Oh,
right
let's
now.
not waste no time. You on break? Let's get into it. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how is your mental? Um, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how is your mental? And you can't use seven. And um
Nine.
and and, and what is it that you need to do to bring that number up?
Uh, I say like I'm at a nine, man. I'm at a very good, healthy place in my life right now mentally.
Okay.
Um, I think that learning. I think the biggest thing was me learning not to take stuff so personal. Uh, I think letting life be what it's gonna be, and then dealing with things as they come, and not becoming so attached to it. Because I think normally when we get so attached to stuff, is normally when we get a lot of our heartbreaks and disappointments in life. Is when we become overly attached to things that we can't control. Whether it's people, events, goals, all you could do is just do your best in it, and what you can't control, you just gotta learn from it and let it go.
All right. Let me stop you right there. You don't have YouTube running in the background, do you?
No, I don't.
Make sure. Okay. Just make yeah. Yeah. If y'all join the stream, you are make sure you don't have YouTube running in the background, so there's no echo. But no, you're all good. All right. So go ahead. Continue.
Oh no, that's the gist of it. It's just
So
it took me a while to kind of get to that place where I know that because I mean you only get one shot at this. Like you only get really one good chance at life, and once it's gone, it's gone. So you just got to make the best of what you have, and learn as much as you can learn along the way.
gotcha. Okay. Y'all want to y'all want to respond to that? But before y'all respond to that, um, what was have you ever had any type of situation that you did not address with your parents that you wish you would have addressed that you thought was too sensitive to address to them?
You saying, I mean, so I did. So growing up, so me and my siblings, I have half siblings. So me and my siblings that on my mom's side, when growing up, I grew up believing their dad was my dad, and I got a little bit older and found out that he wasn't my dad, and it
Damn.
was a lot of turmoil that happened in between all of that, like a lot of like division, and used to be held over my head, and I a lot of my self-esteem and a lot of things that I went through with life was affected by that. Especially being wondering like why my dad
Yeah.
wasn't around.
Right.
Um, so now I got older. When I got old enough to kind of figure out what was going on, I met my dad at 18. He explained to me everything that was going on, and how he explained it, he was just he more or less didn't want to cause friction in my mom's life, because even though like at the time, like my dad he was a bit of a player and a philanderer, and so me and my brother on that side, we're like 3 months apart. So him and his mom and my mom were pregnant at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
so over time he was just like he didn't want like so my brother's dad wind up causing like a really big rough riff about it, and it's like, oh, that's my son, and like wanting to cause like a lot of friction and stuff. So my dad pretty much said he waited until I got old enough uh for him to be able to explain it. He didn't want to really cause my mom any kind of grief or whatever. And when I got old enough, he explained to me what was going on, and he talked to me about it. I stayed with him for a while, and I wound up talking to my mom about it, and my mom was like, she was pretty embarrassed about it, and she was just like, she didn't really know how to really talk to me about it. She didn't know what to do when she was young when it was happening, because both of them were in high school when all this was going on. And I just told her like it's nothing that I wanted to. shame you for. That's a part of me that I needed to know about, that I wanted to know about, and that I should have known. He was like, and I just wanted to address it, not to make you feel bad, but I needed to. This is something that affected me throughout my life, and I wanted to kind of, close that chapter so that it wouldn't hang over me.
What did she have to say?
Um,
Oh,
but
by the
what
way,
she,
if there's any part in the conversation where you feel like it's getting a little too deep for you, just say I plead the fifth, okay? Until
okay,
then we
nah,
listen. Until then we listen and we don't judge.
oh no,
Go
it's
ahead.
cool. She more or less just told me that no, it's just basically what she was saying. Like at the time, um, dealing with what my dad, like she was hurt because my dad, more or less, like my dad, she found out he had other women and stuff, and so she didn't necessarily, and my dad was running the streets, so she didn't really know how to deal with all of that. So it was like a lot that she didn't want her have to deal with. And then my family is really big in church, so my granddad at the time, he didn't really care for my dad like that. So when he was coming around, he didn't really want him around and stuff. And then my family was really judgmental. So it was a lot, I could understand it was a lot for her to deal with mentally in between dealing with figuring out how to have a relationship with my dad. So um it was just something that she was young, man. She didn't really know how to deal with it. So I could understand it. I pretty much just had come to grips with it and talked to her about it, and we got a closer relationship now. I talk to her pretty often. We have a pretty decent relationship, and it's just now, man. I'm learning from that so that I could be a better person, and it's made me a better person just having that conversation where I'm not walking around with a bunch of anxiety and unanswered questions that all I got to do is just go ask somebody about.
Um, Let me ask you this. What is forgiveness to you? What is the definition of forgiveness?
I think it's releasing whatever burdens, whatever incident, whatever it has happened, just releasing yourself from it. I don't think it's forgetting. I don't think it's forgetting the incident. I don't think it's ever forgetting what happened, but it's releasing yourself and releasing your mind uh from what occurred. Because then if
Okay.
not, you're trapped. You're just trapped there. You're just stuck in a place, and other people moved on, and life keeps turning.
Hey,
Okay.
that helped me because I noticed like when I don't know if you were there, but yeah, I grew up without my mother, and as a kid, kids are some little assholes. At an early age, kids are ruthless. And so, as a kid, you got to deal with other kids. Like, yo, that's why your mom ain't here. Your mom in jail. Your mom a drug dealer. Your mom do drug. You got to hear all that. So, what it did for me as an adult, it created this box where it was like a fucking box, and I will put all the shit that I didn't want to deal with in this box, and just keep filling this box up, right? But the scary thing is, I'm a big man, right? I'm a big man. I've always been a sizey guy. So eventually you stuff that box so full and that box explodes. And it can be on the most innocent person. Just the littlest thing can set that box off. And I will unleash all that pent up aggression and energy on whoever was in front of me at that time. And that was from past like traumas like that before like when I was holding on and shit. So that's part of the reason why I did like forgive my mom. And I'm like, yo, I can't let that happen. I'll end up in jail somewhere or 6 feet
Mm,
under, one or the other.
mm,
So I had to get rid of that box. And that, those were the steps I had to do. It was a lot of it was forgiveness.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I kind of came to the point in my life where I just realized that like my parents did the best that they could. You know what I mean? And I think becoming a parent is some things that you're like, okay, I might not have done things the way they did it, but I still understand they did the best that they could.
Right.
Well, all we have is what has occurred. You know, like we can't change the past. You know, we only can deal with the present now, and the future isn't here. So I think a lot of times is that we have to, you know, yeah, you make plans and stuff for other things, but you only can live in the moment. You know, you only
Yeah.
can live for what you have now. And I think so much we think we're either too stuck in the past or we're too far in the future, and we don't enjoy life for what it is now. And I think that's really what hurts us so much and causes so much anxiety is that we get so caught up as man, I didn't have this parent and that parent. And it's like, nah, man, you only can play the hand you're dealt. You only can play what you're given because you don't have any other options other than that. You don't
Right.
have any other options but to deal with your parent doing this and this happened in your life and that happened. And it's like you do the best that you can. That's all you can do.
That's all
Anything
you're.
else is go ahead.
That's all. No, you're right. It's all. It's all you're required.
That's all anybody can ask for us is our very best. And the only way that most if I'm upset is if I know I didn't do my best and I knew better and I didn't do better. If I knew better than to do something and I did it anyway and I already knew it was wrong. Like that's on me because I knew that I knew better. I knew what I could do because I can't control anybody else in this life, man. And
No.
you know, at the end of the day, you know, when I lay my head on that pillow and you know I'm taking those last breaths, I want to look back on my life and say that I gave it my all and I had the adventure of my life. That's all that matters to me now.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna ask something across the room. Um, Everybody, once again, if you're watching me on YouTube, the IG stream has ended probably because it picked up music in my background. But if you're on YouTube, please don't forget. If you know the vibes, hit the subscribe. If you don't bite, give me a like. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Drop a comment and let us know what you think about the conversation. Make sure you turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss a single live stream or pre-recorded video. We'll also be going live again tonight at 8 p.m. It will be a pre-recorded video that I have set. I will be in the comment section with all of you at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all. Check your time zone. Um, but yeah, back to this. So, um, make sure y'all do that, okay? Um, I want to ask you a question. So I can't, I guess, do the screen share thing right here. I guess I gotta get a higher plan, but it's okay. So a lot of people told me that they think that um, children should be homeschooled. And again, I'm talking about when you grown up because this is where it all started. Do you think that do you think that more children should be homeschooled or should they have the opportunity to, be in an environment with other children? I'm not going to give into any details or give into any context into the question yet. I just want to know what do you think based off of the question. I'm going to start with you, Christina. Do you think that children should be homeschooled or do you think they should have an opportunity to be amongst other children in the public system?
Well, for me and mine, I'm personally homeschooling my daughter. And I'm taking it's kind of like tentative. I do not want her to be homeschooled like around the ages entering, high school or whatnot. Um, I feel pretty good about it because my daughter gets along and interacts with no issues with other kids. And I think that's the only thing that you kind of got to be a little bit cognizant of is how will the child interact with problem solving skills once they do get in an arena of a group setting. However, um, I know up until the ages of 7, kids are the most impressionable and they're like sponges. Like, I feel like it's the best bet for a child to at least be homeschooled up until that age if the parent can help it. You know, this world doesn't allow it so easily, but if the parent can help it.
So age 13 is like the dead beginning of a child's adolescent years. And now, do you think for the child being homeschooled that it could cause them lack of the ability to adapt with other people as far as like preparedness, being prepared to adapt to the world when they do become an adult? Do you think high school is too late?
No, and I'll tell you the reason why is because the structure of school itself is very unnatural. You sit a kid behind a desk for 8 hours, you're already setting up the kid to be programmed to be a worker, to be in an unnatural state. It boxed in closed walls, not in nature, not learning anything natural. They're learning, you're setting a child up. And keep in mind, I was not homeschooled. In fact, I went to private school up until about fourth grade. And then I went to magnet performing arts schools, up into high school. And then by high school, my dad got a hold of my school and was like, look, I want you to go to this district, which worked out well for me. Um, However, I don't want, knowing what I know, another person to be my child's first teacher for things. And so, to answer your question directly, there are other groups and other arenas to set your child up and to have them to have be able to experience that active group interaction without it being in a school setting, which for me, like I mentioned before, is a very unnatural programmed state of being for a child.
I do think the opposite a little bit. I feel like being in that setting with other people at an earlier age, and then like my son's in high school now. I'm like, man, he can be homeschooled now. I but I hear where you're coming from because it is an unnatural setting. Yeah, it's also a setting that requires discipline. Um, but nah, so I definitely feel where you're coming from though. But in that private school, ooh, I hate that because my son's in private school right now, and I'm getting robbed.
Oh, that's what I realized. I was like, somewhere along the line, my mom must have said, "Who's gonna pay for this?"
I'm
She
getting
said,
robbed.
"Who's gonna pay for
Jeez.
this?"
The school tell us he gotta play a sport. He gotta be at the school. They didn't tell me they're gonna charge me $200 every sport.
Mm.
And I'm like, I'm already paying 28,000. What more do you need?
What more do you want from me?
Like, god damn.
So I'm gonna go over one more thing. I want to pull up the video with Geno Jennings. Let's see if I can find this video. He got a lot of controversial videos.
I like him.
Yeah, I've been watching him since I was a kid. He's 62 right now. His birthday is February 10th. What is the doctrine of Geno Jennings? Geno Jennings grew through. What is the network for Geno Jennings? So Geno Jennings His net worth is 3 million. He grew through Jennings, emphasizing and teaching doctrines of inward and outward uh, holiness, Jesus only baptism. Okay, baptism with the Holy Spirit alongside required evidence of uh, glossolalia and embrace of non-Trinitarianism teachings common among oneness Pentecostals and others descending from the holiness movement. He is a proponent of oneness Pentecostalism and a vocal critic of Trinitarian doctrine. He is a pastor of the First Church of Our Lord Jesus Christ Inc. in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He is married to Darlene Gayman Jennings, and they have 7 children together. Probably easy if I pull the video up. Oh yeah, here it go. Here it go. Here it is. Christmas tree. I don't know if you can hear this too well, but let's see. See if you can hear this.
Martial artist Tony Hart.
Hear it?
Yeah.
Thank God he fills this program up on his website. Points him.
That's the full version. I want to hear. Here it go. The truth about Christmas and its origins. I'm gonna try to play it as loud as possible. Put it near my ear so y'all can hear it.
This is in some of your church. Your pastor is telling you Jesus' birthday is coming on the 25th. Your pastor is a liar. Not only is your pastor a liar, your mama. Bible ain't never said Jesus was born December 25th. This is heathenism. This is paganism. This ain't got nothing to do with God.
Nothing.
La. What you done?
All right, I'll see y'all. So, yeah, so that's from your boy Geno Jennings, man. And going back into like your mental state, knowing where you need to establish a healthy relationship with yourself, you got to figure out where you went wrong. Because once you're 18, it's your job to figure out your journey. Your parents can no longer hold your hand, even if they were the ones that affected that trauma. It's your job to close it. It's like, do we allow a company to rot to hell because it had poor management and now they're under new management? No, they coming in and they got to figure out where the blanks is at. And they got to fix it. So the train keep on rolling. This train, what I'm talking about, is your life. This train that I'm talking about is your life. And you have to figure out how to keep that train going. You got to figure out what went wrong. Your thing went out, but what I was saying, mister, was a company has shitty management, bad management. The management gets fired. Let's say they fire the whole management. They bring in a new management. Under new management, right?
Yeah.
Are they gonna let the company rot to hell, or no? They gotta figure out.
You gotta cut the fat.
We gotta figure out where the blanks is at. They gotta figure out where the blanks is at. This blanks is your life, and you gotta figure out, where it went wrong, why you have been left with this type of damage. Maybe your parents is your management, and you have bad management. So where do you let yourself rot, or do you continue and figure out where it went wrong. How do you figure out how to close that chapter? See, a lot of you are moving backwards on the train.
Right.
Time moves forward, but you're still looking backwards. This is why people have congestive heart failure. Why? Because the number one killer of heart failure is stress. Stressing over
Yep.
things that was preventable.
Can I say
Now,
something though, please?
sure.
Because what just came to my mind is there was a portion of my life where I was depressed. And someone brought up the interesting dissection of that word depressed. And they referred to depression as being deep rest, right? So it was a point in my life where I felt like I woke up, no longer smoking, no longer drinking. I mean, I was more of a smoker than a drinker, but like every day I was
I get like that.
partaking.
Right.
And it was more so of an enhancement. Like I felt like, what's the problem? This is enhancing whatever I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? But it wasn't anything real big with me where I was like, oh, I've got to stop. It was just one day where I was like, I'm not doing this no more. Like, I'm just not doing it. It wasn't any more deep thoughts than that. I'm just not doing that. I'm not partaking in it. And it wasn't anything that I really like analyzed as being like this huge, like big bang type of thing that happened in my life. But I did realize that I was asleep in a lot of ways and just existing. So one of the things that I had to do was I had to kind of like go back and think about the age, like what was the age where I felt the most alive, the most active, the most loved, the most supported. And it took me a while. I'm not going to even lie. And I haven't had like a horrible upbringing. There were some things that I did have challenges with. But going back to that age where I felt the most loved, the most supported, and it took me a minute. And I'm not gonna even lie, it took me like not even a day to figure it out. It took me a series of days. It wasn't anything where I was like, oh yeah, age this, yeah, I was living. I was like at the point where I was like, wait a minute, do I even remember how it feels to feel loved, supported, the most loved, the most supported, the most this, the most that, right? So I think a lot of people don't get a chance to really think of things like that. And they also don't get a chance to really address that inner child where they need to go back mentally and say, you know what? Literally in their mind, because a lot of people can't really fathom that the mind registers subconscious thoughts equal to what most people would perceive as reality.
Mm-hmm.
The subconscious mind doesn't really know the difference.
That
So if
mind is
you're always,
powerful.
the mind is powerful. So if you're always waking up like you mentioned the G's, waking up, going to work, waking up, being a subordinate, waking up, having no control, waking up, having no power, what are you going to create in your own reality? A life having no power, a life having no control, a life being a subordinate. That's all.
Yeah. No, for real.
So another component I want to go into is some people say that they're living for their children, right?
Living for them or through them?
Living for them. Do you believe that those individuals that use that type of verbiage um, have not satisfied their own mental health? I am living for my children.
Yeah,
Why
that's
do you do
fucked up.
this? I do
That's
this because what motivates you? What motivates you? I'm my children. I do this for my children. You ever heard those words? They sound very familiar.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you believe that that people that say that that's you understand that's 85% of people, right?
Oh yeah.
Are they conscious of what they're saying? Are they conscious of what they're saying? Do you believe that these people have not satisfied their mental health issues?
I think they're just saying that because that's what they think sounds right. Like I'm living for
Yeah,
my
I would have
kids.
to agree.
Cliche. It's like I'm
Yes.
living for my kids.
But see, me, I pay attention to actions. You know what I mean? Like somebody can say whatever they want to, right? But if you really go and really see like what exactly they're doing on a day to day basis, I guarantee you it's not 85% that really are 10 toes down in that statement. It's definitely not 85%.
And like, I love my son to death, man, but fuck them kids. I'm living for you. Live life for yourself. I can make more kids.
Absolutely. And that's why I think it's important to really take that time to really like you're doing with your son, teaching your children how to operate in life early on, because by the time they reach to high school, by the time they reach to even middle school, like it's too late. Like what is it like if a person goes through school, then reaches age 17, 18, and wakes up with a rude awakening because all they've been doing is what they've been conditioned to do is wake up, make sure they're in class before the bell rings and sit down and listen to somebody tell them whatever they're going to tell them. And the answers are in back of the book. Well, I'm probably dating myself. The answers are in the back of the book, the correct answers. And then when you're asking these teachers certain questions, they don't really have no answers. So then where you left, you're like, man, what is this person doing teaching me this subject? And they're not even fully equipped with the experience behind it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna go back to this question. Okay, that I asked the other day. Um, or somebody else asked. The question was, if there was a burning fire and you had to save the following, would you save your kids or would you save your partner? Mister, go ahead.
I took a vow to protect my wife. I'm saving my wife first. Then I'm saving the kids.
So if you could only choose one and only one is gonna make it, would you pick the kids or would you pick the wife?
I'm picking a wife
Okay. Why is that?
because that's my commitment. Like I said, we can always have more kids. I don't mean we don't love them, but that's me. That's another part of me. I can't leave my other half.
So some people thought that it was outrageous, um, uh, uh, to say that look, any man um, that doesn't want to that wouldn't save the kids, I wouldn't marry him. So basically, you're pretty much just saying like you're okay with just your husband just burning inside of that building, save the kids, and you got to start over with a whole new man. I said, so you wouldn't save your own life? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, I'm not asking you to agree with me. I'm asking like Christina, what would you do if you had to pick between your kids and your partner? Who would you save? Would you save the children or would you save the husband? The building is on fire. You can only pick one. Who would you save?
Um, I'm gonna actually go with the natural order of things, and I'm going to save my kids.
Why
Like
is that?
these questions always get me because is he incapacitated? I can't even pronounce the word.
Incapacitated?
Incapacitated? Is he incapacitated? Is he not like able with all the strength that a man has to save himself? Like, is he like what is this like predicament where he is not able to honor the natural order? You know what I mean? Like,
But is that the
wow.
natural order? Because I said the wife because I know that's God's order, man, woman, child. So that's why I made that decision to save my wife because I knew that's God's order.
Right. It's actually pretty, it gets me, and I know it's gonna sound weird as all get out. It really gets me when I hear women say, I'm not gonna save my kids because I can make more kids. Like those, I mean, and especially women that have actually birthed children, like to say that, like, I mean, and like, we shouldn't pass judgment. Of course, I would like to hear what their thoughts about it because I mean we're starting with a question that's weird off the bat. You would
Well,
actually have to actually run down the whole depth of the question for me to be able to give an in-depth answer. But I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with my kid.
well, let's get into it. Mr. said he saved the wife, so that means he wouldn't save the kids. So, what is your opinion on that?
I don't have an opinion. I can see where he's coming from. That's why, I really can't really even say I disagree because the question is so like weird that I don't know.
So,
You know what I mean?
so,
Like
so,
I
so let
don't
me, so let me,
know
so
what
let me stop
you
you
would
right
have
there.
to run down the scenario on how the man is incapacitated. Is he like what is the ordeal? What is the ordeal on why the man is not able to
Nobody,
follow
nobody's,
within the natural order
no,
of
no, no,
things?
no, no, nobody's incapacitated. Building's burning.
So
You
he's
can
not,
only keep one.
he doesn't have his arms, legs. He doesn't have his mental like
Oh, if he
state.
ain't got his arms and legs, yeah, he a victim. He gotta go.
I didn't say that though. I didn't say that though. I didn't say that. Everybody is afloat, but you can only pick one. You only got time to grab one. Okay, so you're okay. You're okay with him being able to save the wife. Okay, but it's okay. It's not okay for the wife to save herself.
Save herself or save her man because what am like
My-
this is the
It,
way the question is weird for
the question,
me.
We
all right. The
are
question is,
one.
let me say it again. Okay, the building is burning. You got to save your wife. You got your wife. You got your kids, right? All right. Or the wife has the husband and the kids. Would you save the wife or would you save the kids? Mister said he would save the wife, and he told us reason why. When I asked you, would you save your husband? Or would you save the kids? You said you would save the kids.
Absolutely. Like, do you understand? I mean, might not as a man, but as a woman, like how many times would I in life have to save a man unless he's incapacitated, unless he's like how many times in life like is that really going to actually happen?
Would you
It's
expect
going
the
to be
husband to
many
save the
times.
kids?
That would be his call. You know what I mean? I'm not a selfish type of person where I'm like, oh, he didn't save me because we can make more kids. I will be the sacrificial lamb. That's just how I think things. I'll be the sacrificial lamb because you know why? I believe in people's happiness. Like I actually do believe in self-preservation, but if it was a call between me and the kids, save my kids. Save my kids, please. I mean, I wouldn't want my kids to be without a mom, me, but just this question is like hitting the
What about
top
the husband
surface.
too? A husband without his wife, he got a feeling about that too.
Absolutely. I just don't like, I don't, just in my heart, like, I don't believe in like, oh, I'm not gonna save the kids. That's not gonna actually happen.
You
Like,
you can and you can make multiple children and have that everlasting bond with that same person, but you could be making you can keep the
says
kids.
who? Says who
Hold
though?
on, hold on. You could be making kids. You could be making kids. Keep the kids and start a bond over with a all over from scratch with a person that you don't know what you're getting into. Some people don't see the change into a person until after they have children. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is where Mister may be coming from when he said he would save the spouse.
Well, that goes within natural order because there's going to be more times where a man probably in real life would have to save a woman, right? In real life,
But
going with
I
the
got a
natural
monkey
order.
wrench. I'm going with a monkey wrench. I got a monkey wrench. What if you and your husband got 4 kids and you can only save one, the husband or 4 kids?
The husband or 4 kids.
Now you got 4 kids. Now you can't just save one kid. You got 4 of
Oh
them.
God,
So there's
Lee.
5 people. Who you saving?
I do see your frame of mind with that one because who wants to be with 4 kids with no help, right?
No, two
I
kids.
get
Two
your
kids. Two
or
kids.
2 kids. I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, if we're going along with like the self-centered approach, I mean, of course, you're not gonna want to be raising kids by yourself, right? But just me personally, um, I'm gonna wait till Gene stops with those sound effects. Me personally, that's not. Wait, hold on 1 second.
Be having a
Yeah,
check
me
YouTube. Give me a
personally.
second.
Yeah, me personally. That does kind of like change my mindset a little bit. I am gonna be honest and truthful with that one. Mister, you got me with that one. Oh my God, you got me with that one, man. So man,
So
I like just to think of that situation, watching my kids burn. Like, oh my God, like wow.
so so I say that to say, um, these are the challenges that we face. Not the case scenario, but it's the example that I'm giving to say that these are the challenges that we face as far as you know our own mental health and understanding who we truly are. We put so much time into others, family, friends, and we always tend to forget about ourselves. We let ourselves go. We pour so much into a cup and it runneth over, and our cup is empty, collecting cobwebs. So this is what I'm. This is the example that I was trying to give. Um, you know, that's subjective on who you want to save, but what I was really trying to say is we pour so much into others and forget about our worth. You can't even tell somebody what your value is if you can't even come to terms with if you're worthy of yourself. And this is what we forget. This is that goes back to the example that I was giving in the beginning. We get up and we have a robotic routine, and we never take the time. And people never take the time out to do a self mental check. I literally stare in the mirror every day and talk and have a conversation with myself, prepare myself, and I praise myself. I can tell you right now, my mirror is clean. My mirror is clean. People's, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you gotta start. I tell you, the more people start pouring into themselves, the smaller their circle will be. Because we let so many people, you know how like 50. Now, Meek Mill said a verse years ago. This is old school Meek, right? I'm talking about Flamers 2.5.
Pre Diddy.
Let's be nice. They might see this one day. Okay. So, um, um, he said in his bar, 50 people deep, right? Do you notice that people with bigger circles struggle more internally with themselves? People with bigger circles, the bigger your circle are, the more you struggle internally with yourself. Why is your circle so big? Because you're seeking, those type of people seek for a support system to fill the void of what you have not given yourself. People look for loves. Let's talk about the significant other. People look for love so bad because those individuals lack love within themselves. How do you know what to look for if you don't have it within yourself? People say, I'm in a relationship for love, but they forget about respect. What is love is to me is an expression and capitalization of your emotions, how you feel about something. I have had on this program, I have asked a plethora of women, how many times, what do you think about something? And I guarantee you, they always respond by telling me how they feel.
All the time.
Yeah, it should
It
be
never
validated
fails.
more often. It should be validated more often. The I feel.
That means that you are so invested, you are so pouring into your feelings that you have forgot about your mental health.
Well, actually, if you're going to look at mentally how you experience things, you can manifest off of a feeling more than a thought. The thought comes, then you have to feel it to manifest it. So I think that word in itself is being taken too literal, and that is the difference between the communication skills between feminine and masculine. So if someone realizes that's just a translation issue, then we can get through it. But if we dwell on, I don't think that way, I don't think that way, then it's not going to go nowhere. Because there is, in the natural order, once again, masculine and female, one cannot exist without the other.
Mister, you want to chime in on that?
I'm not sure yet.
I'm going to bring a closing question. What are some things that people can do to start triggering or tackling their mental health awareness?
Yeah, it takes
That's
being
the
with
question.
oneself. It takes being with oneself. If you're never by yourself, if you're always with others, if you're always seeking the company, the validation, the agreement, the platform, the stage of others, that's when you have to realize, man, maybe in this aspect of my life I'm okay, but in that aspect I'm always needing to seek approval, validation, agreement, a listening ear. When you could just say okay and process with oneself, I think that you realize you've healed. When you can say okay, but then you're not just okay as in being complacent. You're like, okay, now what's the solution for this? You can come to a solution more often in ways that you wouldn't be able to come into a solution, like you mentioned before about having groups of people. MC Hammer had like how many people on stage with him?
A million.
Like the dude went through hell trying to pay all them people because it's like, oh, he can't do this and be, because he's got to get paid. They got to get paid. Many, folks deal with having to, pay off people literally and figuratively for their own stage in life. So when you become the author of your own life and not just somebody that is operating within a script of your life, that's when I believe that you've been healed. When you decide, hey, I'm gonna take control. I'm viewing my life now. I'm able to step outside of myself, step outside of the character and view it. So now I'm the author of my life. I'm co-writing my life with the higher power. That's when you realize you've healed.
Okay. Mister, how
Right.
about you?
Right.
What is that some things that people can start doing to start working on their mental health awareness?
The first thing is knowing that you have an issue, obviously, and then secondly, I would say stop thinking as an adult. Like adult, you can't tell an adult shit. You can't tell them motherfucker a damn thing. But live your life as a student and be willing to learn some new things about yourself and about your surroundings, about nature. You got to be able to learn some new things because with learning comes understanding. You know what I'm saying? That means you're taking in knowledge. So that I would say that's the first step you got to take is be willing to learn. Because I can lead your ass to water, but I can't make you drink it. I think I'm frozen.
Yeah, I would thought it was me. I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, I'm like, I don't, I don't know what's
I was
going
like,
on.
is it my phone? I was like, oh hell nah. Nah, I absolutely agree with that. I agree with learning. Jesus gonna pop back in a minute because the time is still going.
Right, right. You just jumped on stage, right? It started sounding
Yeah.
like he was in the kitchen. I was like, I don't know what is all that noise, but
Oh, that might have been me. Oh my God. I was
damn.
oh snap, I didn't mute. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with G's. Go ahead and wrap the show up, Christina.
You wrap the show up. I think we responsible for Rapid G's show up.
Yo, you your boy G's, the relationship podcast, and yo, we out.
Are we really
Like,
out?
share, subscribe. I don't know.
Oh snap. Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I think we out.
All right, we're gonna hang up on 3 seconds, right? One,
Okay. One, two,
two,
three.
three.
We leaving.
Okay. So here we go. We're back over here. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to. Um, that was good. That was good, y'all. Um, I appreciate y'all. We had a little outage there, cause but we did good. 2 hours, man. 2 hours, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We're going to be live on Instagram again tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a live premiere. You want to tune into that one. That one is called You think you're ready for a relationship, but you're not. Here's why. So make sure you do that. And don't forget, man, if you know the vibes, hit the subscribe. If you don't bite, give me a like. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so. Drop a comment and let me know what you think. What is it that you are doing with your mental health? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say yours is, and you can't use 7? And what is it that you can do to improve your mental health? So thank you for tuning in, Relationship Talk with G's. And as always, holla at your boy.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me.
All right. What you got for me? Relationship talk. Let me see. I can't see. Relationship talk with G's.
How are you?
I almost read that as G Easy.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. He was looking kinda dumb.
I think the way y'all think that is dumb.
He really did. He really did.
Y'all are crazy. I wish you chime in because these bitches are crazy.
Now guess the parents. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the chaos.
His finger and his thumb in.
What's going on?
This is crazy.
I got some questions for y'all.
But this is crazy.
For me. I got some questions for all y'all.
Hold on, guys. Not yet.
Well, the years start coming.
What you got going on, man?
I didn't even like this topic right here.
Everything the girls used to do.
Niggas going down.
Put bitches' windows, like the bitches' tires. I'm tired. Anyway, what's up, man? What's the topic, man? What y'all talking about, man?
It's right there pinned up. He
wanna know if you got a price. Is a bluebird blue?
You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get your show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
That makes me wonder why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down. Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.